الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله.
It is essential to recognize that for the true reformation of an individual and to transform them into a truly decent human being, there are two distinct types of guidance that are absolutely necessary. Guidance is required in two fundamental ways. The first is that your overall perspective must be corrected so that your inner concept and understanding of reality become perfectly clear and well defined for you. This clarity is necessary for you to easily distinguish between what is genuinely right and inherently wrong in your life. There are many people who possess immense courage and spirit, yet all of their intense hard work is unfortunately wasted simply because they are moving forward in the entirely wrong direction. Their effort is being directed toward the wrong path and consequently it is going completely to waste. In this regard, the Holy Quran states quite clearly to us, those whose effort has been lost in the life of this world, the Quran says many people have indeed put in the effort, but their immense struggle is being completely wasted within this world alone, yet even so they continue to think that they were performing very good work, although they sincerely believe they are doing exceptionally well. And we know Allah cannot be wrong, right, brother? What do you think about this, brother? This shows that many people truly think they are doing great things, they are hardworking, exceptionally brave, and they are struggling intensely every day, yet they remain oblivious to the fact that their entire direction might be flawed despite their best efforts to succeed. Their intentions might be entirely sincere, but Allah says their deeds are ultimately wasted in both this world and the next. There is no lasting virtue and no reward. Tell me, absolutely nothing is achieved from such efforts at all except for a state of constant underlying tension. So this clearly demonstrates that having the right vision is absolutely vital. We must precisely know which specific direction our hard work and our daily efforts should actually be taking. You should know exactly where you are going. You might have fully intended to go to Peshawar, but because of a simple mistake, you boarded a bus heading all the way to Quetta instead. In that scenario, will there be a lot of hard work involved too or not? Imagine, now Quetta has roads, but imagine the road was broken, the bus was a wreck, getting jolted. I once went from Quetta to Miransha. This is a very old story from my past. It must have been way back in 1994 or 1995 when I made that particular journey across the region during those difficult times. Passing right through the Bolan Valley, that famous Bolan Valley, our bus traveled from Quetta to Miransha. In those days, there were not even any proper roads. There were just deep potholes, and it was a non-AC bus. I clearly remember that we traveled for 30 to 36 hours. Sitting on a wooden plank at the back of the bus, there was no seat, just a plank placed there. You know what a plank is? It was just a plain wooden board. There was not even a real seat provided. And while sitting on that hard board, whenever our bus hit a deep bump, the driver gave us two so-called amenities. He was speeding recklessly, and whenever we hit a deep pothole, the seat we sat on would react in a painful way. The seat went down and we went down with it. The bus would jump and that wooden plank would crash right back down. My friends and I were right there experiencing that, and both of us kept falling down along with it. I am not just giving a simple report here. I am finally getting to the main point now. And 3 windows broke during the long way there. The bus's own windows completely shattered. It was not from stones being thrown, but simply from the sheer intensity of the journey. There were so many severe potholes that 3 windows broke into pieces. They broke just from the violent bumps we hit. But I want you to tell me this one thing. After enduring such an incredibly stressful trip, when we finally reached Miransha and went to sleep, the people there later told both me and my friend who was traveling with me that all night long you were fighting in your sleep, talking loudly, kicking your legs and punching the air. Honestly, we ourselves did not even know what was happening to us. Those who were awake said we were talking a lot while we were in our sleep. It is true that when you are that exhausted, you often start talking in your sleep. Now you tell me we are making such a long trip on a wooden bus seat. I have actually traveled a lot like that throughout my life, experiencing those kinds of journeys. I have traveled 24 hours in the back of a Datsun truck, sitting in the rear on rough dirt tracks. You probably don't get it. Riding in a Datsun, sitting there without a seat on dirt tracks for 24 hours. With all the dust and the potholes, just imagine the state of it when there is no road. I really don't think the point was fully understood by everyone, so people are now looking at the modern Revo and roaming around in the luxury of the Revo anyway. If we ever happen to meet together in the cool shade, I will definitely tell you some very important things, provided of course that we can meet in private to talk. But anyway, so now tell me just one thing. A person is traveling for 30 to 36 hours, even though the actual journey from Quetta to Miransha is not meant to be that long. But due to a lack of roads, it was long and difficult. It turns out that when we finally reached Miransha, we found out it was not Miransha at all, but for the sake of argument, let's say we had arrived in Kabul. Our journey had been in a completely different direction than we thought, so wouldn't that situation cause a massive amount of stress and frustration for anyone in that position? We are tolerating all those potholes, the panels are falling off in the bus and the windows are breaking, but we still have one single consolation that keeps us going, that if not today, then tomorrow we will reach our destination. I had to go to Miransha for some work. So if not today, then tomorrow at the destination, there is some stress, but it's okay, we'll reach, and that stress becomes bearable. But if this had instead been a very comfortable journey in an air-conditioned bus, with us sitting on soft cushioned seats the entire time while traveling down the highway. It is a very pleasant journey on the smooth motorway, and we think we are heading directly to Miransha, but when we look closely, where are we actually going in reality? We might be headed towards Iran or perhaps some other entirely different place, and it is only after an hour or two of traveling that we finally realize what is actually happening. Brother, where even is our path? The direction we were supposed to take isn't this one at all. The car is heading the wrong way. Every single minute of that journey starts to haunt you and bother you, like you think, man, what is happening to me? Do you understand the point I'm making? My friends, many people among us are working extremely hard, but their direction is simply not right. They have absolutely no idea where their ultimate destination is actually located. Their concepts are not clear on where they should go. Some have made wealth their ultimate goal just to earn money, striving day and night in pursuit of that single aim. By all means, you should earn money, but they have turned the simple act of earning into their final and ultimate destination. Once you have earned it and the money finally arrives, you will have a few days of luxury, but then you will realize, brother, I have wasted my whole life on just this, on something that I really should not have spent my life on. I should have set a different target. I would have still eventually earned the money anyway. But by making it my primary goal, I went down the wrong path. I can show you wealthy people who have literally printed massive stacks of cash for themselves. After that, when they cross 40 or 50 years of age, they begin to suffer from deep confusion, constant tension, stress, and even dark suicidal thoughts at times. Many problems begin to arise for them. They have plenty of money, but when it comes to indulgence, the physical strength required is simply no longer there for them, is gone. Their situation is exactly like this. When they had teeth, they lacked the money to buy almonds. When they finally got the almonds, then for the purpose of eating, they have no teeth left. This unfortunately becomes their state. Earning money is not forbidden, brother, but money itself should never be the primary target of our existence. And whoever makes money the target, love for the world fills their heart. The biggest problem is greed. This greed, what does it do to them from within? It tears them apart and eats them up. What does this greed actually do to them? It gnaws at them from deep within and destroys their peace of mind completely. It tries to consume them. There's constant tension. It shouldn't be lost, shouldn't end. What happens to this wealth when I die? When I went to Malaysia, I showed a Chinese graveyard in a vlog. In that specific vlog, I showed the Chinese graveyard there, where you can see for yourself that billionaires and millionaires and what their actual condition is at the time of death. I explained in that vlog. They are so deeply worried about what they are leaving behind. Friend, I am leaving behind so much money, billions of rupees. Will I die and then those coming after me will just tear it all apart and waste it? They are getting everything for absolutely nothing at all. But whose hard work is it really? It is mine, man. I used my brain, I dealt with Amazon and all that nonsense. And this trend on the internet these days, those people showing you how to earn money from Amazon, they're just telling you methods while they're the ones making money. I don't think that's how it is, because when you watch their videos, they don't actually use those methods on Amazon themselves. They are simply making money by creating clips and telling people how to earn money. Isn't that the truth?